Freedom Convoy. Trudeau calls trucker protest an insult to truth.
Here's a summary of the article.
Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has slammed protests in the capital city against COVID-19 vaccine mandates as an insult to memory and truth. Protesters are demonstrating for a third consecutive day over a cross-border vaccine mandate for truckers imposed by the Liberal government. Nazi symbolism was seen on some protest signs, some likening COVID-19 health measures to Jews under Nazi persecution. The convoy began as a call to end a vaccine mandate imposed by the federal government on the 15th of January that would require unvaccinated Canadian truckers returning from across the US border to quarantine once they return home. Around 90% of Canada's 120,000 cross-border truckers are vaccinated, in line with the country's adult population. Jagmeet Singh, leader of the Progressive New Democrats, on Monday criticized the protests as completely wrong. "You have the right to protest. You've had your protest. Please move on. Our city has to get back in normal stead," he told CBC News. Also over the weekend, the Friends of Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies criticized the use of Nazi symbols by some protesters as a heinous form of Holocaust distortion.
This post received a score of 23,000, with an upvote ratio of 82%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Picture of a sign saying, 2022 as 1776. Now geography wasn't my strong suit in school. But I'm fairly certain that Canada is not a part of the United States, and they showed how they didn't want to be in the War of 1812.
But also, 1776 makes no sense in this context. I was expecting the iconic, this is literally 1984, but who knows, maybe that's what they were going for. At least the ones who are against Trudeau are still talking about Canada. Talking about America in another country that Americans aren't occupying or looming in a hostile way is silly.
It's embarrassing to most of us Canadians.
It's embarrassing for all of us Canadians.
Well, not all, considering there are not zero Canadians in this Freedom Convoy.
Less than 0.001% of all Canadians is basically a statistical anomaly.
Looks like you guys have a lot of illegal American immigrants. Have you considered building a wall?
There was a meme after Trump's election about growing a hedge that I wish we had acted on. We'd have 5 years worth of hedge by now.
What's funny is that we've actually got a negative hedge. There's a 20 feet wide cut through any and all forest, brush etc. throughout the length of the border.
I've seen it. And thinking about it now, I can't help but think, you could really plant a hedge there. It's primed for a hedge.
And make America pay for it. A hedge fund, if you will.
Oh, fucking nice dude.
It's the FUCK Trudeau rally. They really just hate him.
They're not even gonna bothering with a kiss and cuddle first. Straight to fucking him.
And no man dates either. Just straight to the fucking. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned wooing someone?
Woo woo, now bend over.
Interesting how negative a connotation the word freedom has gotten, particularly when part of a name. Same with patriot.
Patriot has been negative since 2010.
Patriot Act says hello.
Naming some god-awful legislation something like that is the best and scummiest political strategy. I mean, who'd vote against something called the Patriot Act? What are you unpatriotic?
You're joking, but it's really sad that only one person was willing to vote against it. He got a little help the second time around, but not enough to be meaningful.
Ironically, the lockdown in Ontario was already scheduled to ease today, but businesses in downtown Ottawa are reporting mass reservation, appointment cancellations because nobody wants to deal with these idiots.
Yep, my restaurant had a total of 6 patrons today. We're about 4 blocks from the bullshit.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.